Hey man, y'all know what it is. SOS Wrestle Talk is back at y'all once again. This time we have a show preview for you guys. If this is your first time checking this out, please be sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. That subscription price is $3.99. It won't cost you a dime. It won't cost you a penny. Just hit that little red button, turn it to a bell, and what the hell? Hit that bell notification. You get notified whenever we drop some heat. So, this weekend, New Japan implications, Stardom implications, CMLL implications, easy for me to say, AEW implications. And what do I mean by that? I think you guys have a good idea what I mean. So this year we have the 2026 Forbidden Door. Like I said, it's going to have all those companies, Stardom in the mix as well. It's going to take place this Sunday, June 28th. It's going to be in San Diego, California. This is the 5th installment of the Forbidden Door concept. First, it started off, as we all know, New Japan and AEW mixing their talent and having matches across the card. Now we have CMLL and we have Stardom as of last year, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Maybe 2024. But I know we have multiple promotions involved in Forbidden Door. So I think that's a treat for people who don't normally get to see a lot of these guys, from whether it be New Japan, Stardom, CMLL. Getting to see these guys, hone their craft in the squared circle. So I always think that's a good idea. Yeah, so we might as well talk about the matches that we have on this show. Like I said, if this is your first time checking this out, go ahead and like and subscribe. You already know what it is. SOS Wrestle Talk, SOS Wrestle Gang. You know what we do. First match is actually on the pre-show. We have the Divine Division, of course, being Megan Bayne and Lena Cross attempting to defend their AEW World Tag Team Championship. Their opponents are going to be Thunder Rosa and Olympia, also known as Miss Olympia. She competes in CMLL. I'm not super familiar with her. From what I've heard, she's pretty decent. So this is kind of going to be a first-hand experience for me viewing Olympia. But as far as the match result goes, I think we know that the Divine Dominion are going to get the dub, and maybe Thunder Rosa might have to in the future find another tag team partner, because I think Olympia is probably going to take the loss here, in my honest opinion. So I think this is what we got with that. Another match we have here coming up is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and I'm kind of hit or miss about this match right here. It's like, okay, they've been kind of had them not having a feud per se, but they've been having a low-key budding feud, if you will. So we have for the World Tag Team Championship representing the AEW, it will be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage taking on the Dogs of representing Bullet Club, if you ask me. So they've been kind of attacking each other throughout the last few weeks, and it's not exactly a world title match. This is kind of the first time the Dogs are challenging for something that's considered a threat and can realistically hold the titles. They were a team in AEW, or in New Japan, a long time ago. A team, they're not really at this point a team, in my opinion, that can realistically dethrone Cope and Christian, especially in their first defense. This has not really been a long enough title reign for Cope and Christian as for this title match to warrant a threat, in my opinion. So I got to go with the Cope and Cage getting the victory over the Dogs here, defending their tag team titles. This next three-way tag team match should be pretty fun right here. We have the Young Bucks, of course, Matt and Nick Jackson, taking on the El Sky team, Mistico and Mascara Dorada, and taking on Unbound Company, Shingo, Takagi, and Teton right here. Of course, the holdover is from Los Ingobernables de Japón. This is going to be fast, frenetic, all that good stuff. Shingo's going to be the power guy in this match. Matt Jackson's going to get his quote-unquote power spots off as well. I really don't see any result besides the Young Bucks winning, and after maybe a vignette that they had, not really a vignette, maybe some backstage stuff that they had take place on Dynamite, I can foresee the Young Bucks here in the future challenging Cope and Christian for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Where and when that match takes place probably might be All In. I'm just going to throw it out there. But we'll have that in the future. But I do think that the Young Bucks get the victory right here. Moving on up the card, we have our first singles title match of the show. We have for the AEW Continental Championship, we have Jon Moxley defending this title against Bandido. Bandido is actually a relevant threat to this Continental title. He can actually see him viably beating Jon Moxley because, excuse me, he's always been in the mix as far as the upper mid card to even challenging for the AEW title. I believe he has challenged for the belt once. So him beating Jon Moxley right here will not be out of the realm of possibility, and I could very well see, and it's definitely possible because of much stock as AEW has put in Bandido over the past maybe year or so, maybe year and a half, whatever you want to call it. I think Jon Moxley's winning here. Where this Continental Championship reign kind of culminates and comes to an end, I'm kind of questioning. See how they go with the Death Riders and how all that will, unfold. But I think in the meantime, between time, Jon Moxley's going to garner himself another title defense, and he's going to get the dub over Bandido. So this is the first match right here, second title match of the card, singles title match anyway, where I get to really sink my teeth into something. Is what I was trying to say. We got for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, we got Shota Umino attempting to defend the belt for the first time against Pac, man. So if you don't really know the history of Shota Umino, and whether it be the Blackpool Combat Club or the Death Riders, when he was a young lion, a young boy in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Jon Moxley took him under his wing, and he pretty much was under the Death Rider umbrella, because before he brought that over to AEW, Death Rider was pretty much the brand that Jon Moxley was using in New Japan. So Shota Umino was associated with Death Rider. So he's been pretty much associated with Jon Moxley his whole career. And I'm wondering, is this, maybe we get Moxley and Shota Umino down the road? If he holds on to this belt, I wouldn't mind seeing him defend this belt against Moxley. I really wouldn't mind that. Excuse me, I've got got a cough, man. It's weird. I wouldn't really mind him seeing that happen, but I think he gets the dub over Pac here. Gets his first title defense of said championship, and he has a collision course with Gabe Kidd at some point, so we need to keep that in the back of our mind. So I think he retains here. You could probably see Gabe Kidd even attacking him here after this match, and Gabe Kidd will be in G1 Climax, so that gives us something to look forward to, and I'm sure these guys will cross paths over the course of the next month, so shout out to that. Next match we have for the AEW World Championship, the Women's World Championship, we have Thekla defending the title against Starlight Kid. Love Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid is an amazing talent. Amazing look. Thekla, I think her run has been very interesting to me. I didn't really know how to feel about her run when she first got the belt. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I like Thekla. I think she reached a point to where it kind of maybe lulled a little bit. And then I think it kind of is picking back up. So I think with this Forbidden Door situation, it's definitely helping Thekla pick up her momentum that she needs as the AEW Women's World Champion right here. I think she will retain her belt. It's kind of going to tie into the next match we're going to talk about, which is going to be for the, the Women's Owen Hart Cup Final, which is going to be the winner receives the AEW Women's World Title shot at Allin. We have the winner from last year attempting to go back-to-back, Mercedes Mone, taking on Maya World, who's been a young up-and-coming face here in AEW in a very short amount of times, too. So you got the upset victory over Athena in the semifinal to get to this final match right here against Mercedes Mone. Do I think she's going to beat Mercedes Mone? No, I think Mercedes Mone is going to go back-to-back. She's going to get that title match against Thekla at Allin. And I think she's going to go into this match against Thekla when this happens. She's going to actually be on the other side. I think she's going to be positioned as the babyface role here in that match against Thekla. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But I got Mercedes Mone winning the Owen Hart Women's Cup for the second time in a row. And she's pretty much going to have two belts because they make another belt every year for the Owen Hart Women's Cup. So she's going to be Mone 2 belts again. But, I mean, you really don't defend those. But they're just trophies. But she'll still have 2 titles. And she'll carry them up until she gets to Allin. Well, will she win? Will she not? I guess we'll see when we talk about that. But next match we have on this show, this is actually, to me, the next 2 matches on the show, and I hope they don't position these like how they are listed. The next 2 matches of the show are, to me, are for the price of admission, and I'm going to talk about them in the opposite directions. Talk about the Owen Hart Men's Cup Final. We have Will Ospreay taking on Swerve Strickland. This is a rematch from the Forbidden Door match in 2024 when Swerve was under his World Championship reign. He got the dub over Ospreay. A lot of stuff has happened since then. These guys have taken losses. These guys have won matches. These guys have been this close to getting the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. They haven't gotten it yet. That's what brings us to this point right here. I think Will Ospreay is winning this match, man. Will Ospreay's got to be the guy to win. The story they've been setting with him, converting from the United Empire over to Death Riders. He's still got some stuff to answer in New Japan for that. He's still 1/3 of the Trios champs, the never openweight 6-man champs with Hanari and Great-O-Khan over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So he's going to have something to answer with that. But until we get there, I think Will Ospreay's getting the dub. He's going into Wembley challenging for that World Heavyweight Championship here in the AEW. The question really is who he's going to be wrestling, because there's going to be super interesting here in the next few weeks as far as the AEW World title and the dynamics of how things change. So Then the next match I want to talk about. This match is 8 years in the making. That's pretty much the last time these guys have faced off one-on-one. We got Kenny Omega taking on Zack Sabre Jr., two former IWGP heavyweight champions, two former IWGP Intercontinental champions right here. If you look at the lineage, and it's actually true. Kenny Omega got the victory the last time you guys faced off. This is probably my match I'm looking the most forward to on this card. I think Kenny's going to win here. I think this match is going to be extremely good, considering the clashing of styles that both these gentlemen have. Got Kenny getting a dub, and arguably, whoever gets the win here for either one of their respective companies, you got to pretty much argue that they would be a number one contender for either the IWGP heavyweight or the AEW world title, respectively. So that's how important this match is on paper. And like I said, I got Kenny Omega getting the dub. He's going to go to Redemption to challenge for the AEW world champion. Will it be MJF or will it be Jay Briscoe? So that's pretty much the crux of this match right here. I think they're probably going to main event the show with this. I see why. It's going to be fucking insane. So I definitely understand why they will, but I kind of wish they weren't, because this match is... I don't want to say per se that this match is a dud. I don't want to. It's not a dud in the sense of the guys who are in the match. It's a dud in the sense of I feel like this is low key a filler match. The story itself is like I like seeing Mark Briscoe get a shine right here. But it's kind of pointless if you're not going to have him win the AEW world title against MJF. If anything, there's more intrigue what might happen at Redemption, because at least they'll give you a chance at Kenny Omega getting himself back in the title picture 1 month from AEW All-In in London. So, yeah, Briscoe's a great guy. His team definitely is probably going to win here. But the unlikely Darby Allin title reign that was designed around a specific story and slotting Briscoe in this spot would seem like AEW's just killing time before Wembley Stadium. It'll be fun, but like I think this match ultimately is a little bit unnecessary. I think the match would be, like I said, it'll be fucking crazy. Guys are going to bleed. They're going to be crazy spots, man. It's going to be fun. But, you know, and like I said, I got Mark Briscoe's team winning this, him getting a title shot against MJF, and of course him coming up short. But long story short, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my AEW, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom for Forbidden Door 2026 preview. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, this has garnered your subscription approval. I'm hoping that, but, you know, it is what it is if not. So I just appreciate whoever listens to this, all y'all checking us out. We are SOS Wrestle Talk. Till next time, I'm going to holler at all y'all good people later. Take care. Deuces. Adios.